What's up, y'all? So for the last of the day, finally, I know. Tomorrow I'm gonna have two film series reactions. I'm saying that should be it. Yeah, that should be it. So two film series reactions. See, um, maybe put. I think two film series reactions tomorrow, and just one food series reaction tomorrow. So y'all be getting three reactions tomorrow. Then Tuesday, y'all can probably get two more food series reactions. Again, I have a food series videos to catch up on. So yeah, and then Wednesday I get my single reaction. Then Thursday, more food series reactions. And Friday, most food series reactions. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep going with the food series reactions until I'm all caught with food series. Anyways, so this one is on the recent announcement of the Steven Universe sequel series called Lost of the Stars. I'm a big Steven Universe fan. Because of my outfit to Steven Universe guy singers do. And they say that since Steven was coming back, whenever the show does start premiere come out on Amazon Prime, I'll be doing another Steven Universe marathon on the channel. I don't know what I'm planning to do yet in the Steven Universe marathon, but I don't know. Of course, I'll do after the Steven Universe future series on my Google Business channel, but I'll be thinking of stuff for the next Steven Universe marathon. I'll be doing once the show does come out on Amazon Prime. Anyways, I'm so excited. I was hoping that'd be Steven Future season 2, but nope, I gotta find Lost of the Stars. So yeah, before doing it, don't forget to subscribe. Get myself at half a thousand subscribers. Yeah, that being said, get into this. People, let's do this. Steven Future, it's officially back. People, woo! I'm hyped.
Happening. It's real. It's back. Steven Universe is coming back. I am not joking. I am not coping. It is real. Yep. Earlier this week, the return of Steven Universe was officially announced with a brand new spin-off series, Lars of the Stars. This is very exciting news for me. Steven Universe is my favorite cartoon of all time. If the 9 or 10 different Steven Universe videos I've made over the last 8 years didn't give it away. And it's all about a boy named Steven who's a member of the Crystal Gems, a group of alien rebels, Garnet, Amethyst, and Pearl, who protect Earth from the interstellar threat of other alien gems who aren't as keen on the whole peace and love hippie stuff. From that setup, the show goes off into a million different directions with crazy sci-fi fantasy action, slice-of-life comedy, and a lot of family trauma. It's amazing. I loved it, but then it ended. And I've been living in denial ever since. But today is my day, dude. Steven Universe is back, so let's dig into it. So, on June 11th, 2025, as part of the Annecy Film Festival, Rebecca Sugar, the creator of Steven Universe, announced the first ever Steven Universe spin-off series, Lars of the Stars. And this is the first really big announcement of any kind for Steven Universe since the epilogue series, Steven Universe Future, ended back in 2020. And if you like Steven Universe back in the day, but
I know it's
didn't
real.
stick around,
but Lars did have chaos with the improvement, of course.
guy who worked at the Big Donut, the dude who was consistently one of the most hateable characters in the show, why the hell is he getting a spin-off? Well, to explain that, we're gonna have to do some serious late-stage Steven Universe spoilers. So here's your spoiler warning if you want to go catch up on the show yourself. We good? Cool. So yeah, throughout most of the show, Lars is kind of the worst. He's your typical angsty teen who is so tragically insecure and absolutely obsessed with being accepted by the cool kids that he does regularly mistreat his friends. Yeah, he's got his moments, but overall, he spends most of the show just being difficult. Hell, I mean, there's an episode where Steven and Lars accidentally swap bodies or something like that, and basically everyone liked the Steven Lars more than the real Lars. It was actually kind of sad. But as the show goes on, we do learn more to humanize the dude. He's very clearly got a crush on his coworker Sadie, who's one of the only other people in Beach City who seems to understand the guy. And Lars also has a real passion and skill for baking, but he keeps it hidden. He's embarrassed. And at the end of season 4, we really do see Lars coming out of his shell, baking something for a local potluck and getting ready to let the cool kids see the real him for once. But remember, this is still a show about alien invasions, so all this happens to overlap with a couple of new characters from the Gem homeworld, Topaz and Aquamarine, being sent to Earth on a mission from the Gem leaders, the Diamonds, to kidnap a bunch of Steven's friends. And Steven manages to save them all by turning himself in instead. But just when he thought his friends were safe, turns out Lars had to run off and hide, accidentally getting himself trapped on the ship. And we then shift to the start of season 5, where Steven and Lars are taken all the way to the Gem homeworld. And after a confrontation with the Diamonds, the two manage to escape, but quickly get lost in the depths of this alien planet. And it's here that they meet the Off-Colors, a group of outcast gems living in hiding because they go against the norms of Gem society. Homeworld gems value, like, conformity over basically everything else. Certain gems are made for certain purposes and need to come out a certain way, or else they're labeled as defective, or off-color, and then are probably destroyed. So, you know, not great. So the off-colors that Steven and Lars find have to live in hiding in order to survive. You got the Rutile twins, who were supposed to be made separated, but came out attached at the hip. There's Rhodonite, a fusion between a ruby gem and a pearl, which is super forbidden on Homeworld. They don't allow fusions between different gem types. Padparadsha, an orange sapphire, who should be able to see into the future, but all of her predictions come about a few minutes after they've already happened. And Fluorite, who is a fusion of 6 different gems. Soon after finding the off-colors, Steven and Lars are tracked down by these drone things that will shatter gems on sight, putting everyone in danger except for Lars. He's human. He doesn't have a gem, so he's completely invisible to these drones. And for the first time in his entire life, Lars gets inspired to do something bigger than himself and fights off these drones to save the off-colors. But in the process, he gets exploded, slams down on the ground, and dies. Oops. But as Steven begins to cry over Lars's body, through the power of his healing tears, which is a thing he has, don't question it, Lars is revived and given new life as this kind of sort of undead pink thing. It's kind of weird to describe. He's not dead, but he's definitely not alive in the same way that he used to be. He doesn't really need to eat anymore, and his heartbeat is at a crawl, but he's up and energized and basically unharmed beside the badass scar on his eye. I mean, even Steven is confused about what's going on until he touches Lars's hair and it opens a portal. Okay, even more lore to explain. So Steven has healing spit and tears, which are powers he inherited from his mom, former Crystal Gem leader Rose Quartz. Rose also had this pink lion whose mane acted as a portal into a pocket dimension where Rose would store little mementos and junk. Steven can enter the portal, but he can't breathe in the other dimension. I think that's ever been explained. Lion is the character show who has any of these properties until we reanimate Lars's corpse. So from that, we can infer that Lion is also like a half-dead, half-living creature that Rose probably had to revive at some point. There's a little bit of a lore drop on Lion there. But what really matters is that this gives Steven an easy way to escape Homeworld, hopping through Lars's hair and popping out of Lion's mane back on Earth. I'm telling you, man, if you only watch the first couple seasons of this show, getting up to speed for this new spinoff, it's gonna take some doing. So Steven's able to escape back to Earth, but Lars, he can't travel through his own hair. So he decides to stay behind and help the off-colors while Steven gets back to his family. Fast forward a little while later, and when Steven goes to check in on Lars, he discovers that in the time he was away, not only did Lars manage to save the off-colors, but the lot of them have formed this Star Trek-esque band of space adventurers. So they somehow stole a Homeworld ship and set off to get Lars back to Earth the long way round. Lars is the captain of the crew and really has he's brave, he protects his friends. He's become a lot more like Steven, actually. But unfortunately, we only ever see this group's adventures like once or twice since the show to focus on like the main story, stuff like that. The last we see of Lars and his crew, they do manage to make it to Earth, but by the events of Steven Universe Future, Lars decides that it's
this new sequence here is gonna be what Lars was doing in space, I guess, while Steven was on Earth. I don't think it'll be because we did see Lars space again in I know it's that Tunga Moon episode and the Lost Space episode, and then the Letters to Lars episode, so probably won't be tackling that because we've seen that. But yeah, I wonder if we're gonna see Lars maybe after the game of space, maybe? I don't know. It's going to have that big time skip in Steven Force movie. Like I think it was 2 or 3 year time skip in Steven Force the movie. So yeah, but yeah, so I think it's definitely going to be about Steven Fizzles lost Fizzles in space while Steven was on Earth. So yeah.
time for him and his crew to head back out. And that, finally, is where Lars of the Stars comes in. I think. I just thought of this. One of the things I'm curious about is whether or not this is actually going to pick up after Steven Universe Future when they go back off into space, or if it's going to start by showing us how they actually got to this point to begin with. Because we never actually see Lars.
True, we never see how Lars does get to space because we just see him in space. Okay, that actually makes me more hype because we never saw how Lars got to space. Yeah, I could go two ways. It'll go with it starting before Lars went to space and how we got to space, or after Lars and Alcala left and we went back to space. For me, for what I want, I hope it doesn't start after seeing first, after they went back off space. That would kind of seem dumb, and I don't even know how Lars got a spaceship. That's the question I've been wondering ever since the first Lars, since I think 2019, or 2018. I don't know. After the first Lost in Space episode premiere, the first time I saw Lost in Space, but yeah, I think I would more like it if it's sold how Lost found space if I went to space, but if it is about if it is after Seaway Future and after Lost and of course went back to space, then I don't know if I'm gonna watch it, to be completely honest. Because I would kind of seem dumb and kind of stupid, and I hope it back because it doesn't go down that route. I don't know. Anyways.
Steven finds out about all this, they imply very heavily through the dialogue that they have gone on some crazy adventures already. I don't know if we're going to get to see any of that, or if we're going to start right after they leave Beach City. I don't know. I would hopefully like to get at least an episode that shows us how we got here, but Anyway, yes, this is around the time that Lars of the Stars comes into play. This new spin-off series will be focused entirely on Lars, his crew, and their interstellar adventures, with reports indicating that the show will be diving even deeper into the secrets of the Gem Empire. The show is actually being co-created by Rebecca Sugar and Ian Jones-Cordy, who not only was a co-executive producer, writer, director, and storyboard artist for Steven Universe, but he also created OKKO Let's Be Heroes, one of the most underappreciated modern cartoons. Oh my god. They're also married. Isn't that nice? Isn't that sweet? And just like the last unexpected cartoon revival announcement that we talked about, this month, Lars of the Stars is in development not for Cartoon Network, not for HBO Max, not even for Hulu, but for Amazon Prime Video. Man, I know the whole demise of Cartoon Network Studios was...
Why did Netflix get pushed to Prime? That seems weird. Why, Combo's come out Prime, I think. Now this come out. Why is Netflix going on Amazon Prime? Man. Mr. Beast, so it's even on Prime. Why is Amazon Prime I don't know.
End of an era, and I know the way Warner Discovery was treating cartoons on HBO Max was garbage, but now seeing just how scattered all of these Cartoon Network properties are becoming is kind of unnerving. It's just the idea that, if you want to watch Adventure Time Fiona and Cake, you need Max. Gumball, Hulu or Disney Plus. And now Steven Universe Lars of the Stars, Prime Video. These shows all used to be on the same channel, remember? But beyond that, that's about all we know so far. No tentative release window, no sneak peeks, no...
I guess when it's also going to come out, because we haven't got a title anything yet, which tells you that it's probably not even that far into development. They probably just have a name, they probably don't have any labels yet. Because if they did stuff, but they would have definitely on a trailer off at the film festival, because that would have been 100% a great time to show off a trailer at the film festival. Probably not until next year. We're probably not gonna have a release date until it probably not gonna premiere until next year, because if they just have the name, storyboards or nothing animated, it probably gonna take a long while. So my guess probably down to maybe later this year, maybe October, November, December this year, maybe only 2026. Which also maybe will come out at the same time the next Judgment Chapter came out, because Terry Fox is still connected back to this because of people making Steven Universe family until family parts about that. People connecting the Stronger Than You song from Steven Universe season 1 straight back to the until Tennessee Sounds Fight. So my guess is when this is gonna come out. It's gonna come out the same day the next Judgment Chapter comes out. That's just my guess. That's because I think Rebecca's still going to type Fox are friends, anyways, and their communities are really connected.
No idea what the show's even going to look like, and from what I've seen, there's even some conflicting info on whether or not it's even been greenlit. The first post I saw announcing the show described it as greenlit, but this Deadline article specified that the show was simply in development, and whether or not it would make it to greenlight was still sort of up in the air. We got a logo. That's about it. But even still, dude, just this is so exciting. Like I said, this is the first new Steven Universe thing we've seen since Future Wrapped in 2020. And while some people might be a little let down that the new spinoff doesn't have like Steven or the Crystal Gems or anything like that, I actually think this is a damn near perfect spinoff idea for Steven Universe. It's Steven and the Crystal Gems.
Like Steven Universe in it, maybe possibly the main character because maybe because I mean, I gotta have Stephen in it. He's really the main character. I feel like that if Stephen was, I said it was just called Lost to the Stars, and not Stephen Universe Lost to the Stars. So I feel like that the main character is gonna be in this, but that's my god. I don't know because I think Zach Carlson, because he didn't voice out Stephen Universe and Multiforces with Multiforces, by the way. So I don't know if Zach Carlson would want to come back to voice out Stephen again. So yeah. Plus, if it's gonna show what like before large fan space. Maybe the fourth episode will be before large fan space, and then it will go on all the officials, the launch song while Steve was in space. Maybe that's gonna be so. If that's the case, what Steve is on Earth, right? God, I think tease. But if that's the case, then I don't think I see Stephen. But I hope we do. I hope we do see some of the main character.
Gems adventuring days are more or less over by the end of Steven Universe Future. Steven's heading off to find himself. Yeah. Garnet, Amethyst, and Pearl are all helping the liberated gems get used to life on Earth. The diamonds are working to undo all the damage they did. Yeah, everything is basically done with the main cast. I'm sure there's still plenty of interesting stories you could tell there, but they'd almost certainly be lacking.
I always want to see about Stephen Connor's relationship. That's why I was trying to continue for the first season 2 because of the thing that causes the whole trauma that happens in Stephen Season 1, Stephen rejecting Connie without Stephen's marriage request. I also wanted to see that if they did not get married, but nope, Rebecca Circle still let us have that apparently. Thank you, Rebecca Circle. What is that one thing that never got resolved? I mean, this would be old enough now. The ASCAP shouldn't be a concern anymore. That was the only reason I was on the Steven Fears of Season 2. I hope we can comics or something, confirm it, they got married or something, because the ASCAP don't think it's a problem anymore, because think about it, if it's been 5 years, I think they'll be both old enough now, but I don't know, that's just will be always my wish, but I don't think that's going to happen. Thanks, Rebecca, so good tease. We're not talking at all.
The big sci-fi fantasy adventure stuff that we loved about Steven Universe to begin with. We'll explore even deeper into the sci-fi fantasy angle. And even though things have mostly been set right with the diamonds and the gem empire and all that,
all right, and we're back.
Race goes back thousands of years, even just when it comes to their adventures on Earth. There is no way that we've seen every bit of lore they could possibly muster already. And while I imagine the scale won't be quite as huge as Steven's adventures, we can still get plenty of fun kind of space pirate stuff going on with this. Hopefully with plenty of new villains and new interesting gem designs. And hey, because Lars's hair has those magical portal powers, there's nothing stopping Steven or any of the other classic characters from popping in every now and then.
Yeah, but again, repeating what I said, if this is someone lost his officials in space, what lost to do in space while Stephen was on Earth, then I was saying we're gonna see because they always the clip is on right now, the from the Garden episode, the Your Mother and Mine episode. So yeah, because Stephen went in space from Lost. And the Your Mother and Mine episode, the last Lost episode, and the Tongue episode, and the Lost in Space episode called the first Lost Space episode. That one. So yeah, if it is that, then I don't think we are going to because again they already did that. They already sold, Steve going to in space with Laws in season 5 in the main series. So yeah, but if it is going off of Symphony for Fusel after Laws have of course left, then we might possibly see Steven. Um, so I say this: if it is going based off Seafood season 5, then we're not gonna see Steven at all, the main character at all. But if we're going off of Seafood's Fusel, then we might have a higher chance of seeing the main characters or some of the other characters too. So yeah. Anyway, so that's all I'm saying on that.
We've already seen Steven, Connie, and Garnet make quick little visits to Lars' ship.
Thank you for agreeing with me.
So just because we're focusing on Lars and his friends doesn't mean we'll never see Steven or the Crystal Gems again. And speaking of delving deeper into gem lore, I mean, we really know next to nothing about the off-colors. I mean, like, we know who they are, and we know their specific quirks and vibes and stuff, but we've never really gotten to delve into their history. I mean, half of these guys are fusions. Even just exploring how those relate.
Yeah, huh. I don't know. The thing is if they're gonna have enough episodes to tackle all of that, like about all of the outcomes, about all the law stuff, I don't think there's gonna be enough episodes for that. Because if it's gonna be like what Laws was doing in space while he was on Earth, then I don't think like they can tie the outcomes stuff at the same time as that. I think that might have to be its own spin-off series. I think that might have to be a separate spin-off series for the outcomes. But that's just my opinion. So yeah.
Relationships came to be is enough to make some incredible stories. I mean, one of the best episodes of the original series is The Answer, where we got to see the origins of how Ruby and Sapphire met and came to form Garnet. We could get some great stuff out of just that. Plus, I mean, let's be real here, after Lars got resurrected, he basically became a totally different character. A character we also haven't had much time to explore at all. So while you might be able to argue that this spin-off is lacking a bit of, I don't know, star power, it is bursting with potential for some really cool new stories and deeper character exploration within the Steven universe. Universe. And we all know that that's what this show is. Reason we love Garnet and Pearl is because we got to know their histories, their quirks, and watch them overcome their trauma and all that. It's same with Peridot, Lapis, Connie, Bismuth, Spinel, all of them. If there is one major thing that Steven Universe excels at, it is exploring deep into the characters and getting the viewers invested into every single one of them. Even the new ones that haven't had much screen time. I remember how people immediately fell in love with Spinel. So personally, I think this was just about the best path for a Steven Universe spin-off series to go down. But unfortunately, that really is all we know. This is super fresh news here, so I have no clue when we might be getting a release date or anything like that. But dude, oh my god, Steven Universe is actually back! It's like the last 5 years of my life were actually worth a damn! I mean, the sheer number of times that my living in denial has been rewarded is... it's kind of concerning, actually.
Please not this. The make that positive. Please come back, please. Anyway, sorry for this game. I guess when it's gonna come out, probably the same day the next chapter does come out. Because again, community is totally connected, and yeah. But if not, then probably at least maybe November, December, probably like I don't know, like February or if you don't think that's when the next title come out in February 2026, but I don't know. Anyways, y'all, this video is 25 minutes. I was planning to be over 20 minutes. Jeez. Okay, that's it for the 10th day. That does it to my again the 2 Infinity reactions and then the 1 Fuji reaction. Then Tuesday I will get the 2 more Fuji reactions. Then Wednesday I get the Massing reaction. And I think 2 more Fuji reactions maybe that day. I don't know. It's supposed to take 2 more Fuji reactions in 5. I guess I'm like behind the food series. So yeah, I'm trying to get caught on food series. So yeah. Anyways, 5 films. I'm so excited for this show to premiere, and if it is again about the obviously after doing things going off of Steve Force Future and after Laws and their colors left, then I don't think I'd be interested in that. I'd be more interested if it was about what Laws was doing in space while Stephen was on Earth. But again, I don't think I have enough episodes to also go over the off colors. So yeah. Anyway, that's it much for watching. Subscribe. That's good. But at half a thousand subscribers, which is absolutely insane. Anyway, that's much for watching. See you tomorrow with 2 more videos. This is